Being a lawyer, I'll tell you that much. The question is, will Wellesley help? Okay, so here's the deal with Wellesley. All right, this is the reason why she's not coming back. All right, I gotta go. The reason why she's not coming back is because of their son. Son died, okay, because she was pregnant with him. So the son's up in the fade. So she is put in this horrible position where she either leaves her son, you know, well, I mean, if she'd been given the choice, how do you leave your son, you know, when, you know, Tor is down there living, so she's not coming back.
I mean, like,
so the question is I'm going to let his book answer that. And the question is, to what extent does Wellesley inform his future, his, you know, like what happens with him and all that stuff? And that's, I know, I just got the thumbs down. You suck! Yeah. Yes? How are we doing for time? Are we good? So what do you think?
8:10.
8:10? So what do you think? Like another, like, 10 minutes or so? Yeah, 4 hours.
Let's spend the night. We'll sleep on the floor.
Okay. Yes? All right, so there are different degrees of bonding. You know, like the brothers seem to be bonding at like the most core thing, because if you notice, like it's like you said that women, you know, the females can have more than one male, but that because wait, let me start this again. Males can have more than one female, but females cannot have more than one male. And so I think there are different degrees of bonding. You know what I mean? Yeah, well, that just sucks. You know? Yeah, I mean, torment just sucks. I mean, what happened to him is awful. I mean, that is literally the worst thing that can happen to a male. Like, if you are fully bonded, fully committed, 100%, you know, with your partner and she dies, that is literally, I mean, that's like worse than losing limbs. You know what I mean? So the question in my mind, and what I love about Tor's story, is who, it takes a very special person to be able to bring someone out of that. And that's why I adore who he ends up with. Yeah. But the thing is that if you're going to be with Tor, right? So the expectation for most females, if you're, you know, with a fully bonded male, is that they're going to have your name in his back, but he's already got Will Sandra over it. So you're going to have a woman that who's either perspective for life or the way she's hardwired will help her accept that she'll be under that and not realize that it doesn't affect their relationship. And no, it's not Layla. But sorry, just keeping it real, because I knew someone would say, "Oh, Layla, she's been, she's, an Eros," and no. Yes. Well, I mean, the ratio kind of unless there are a lot of cross-dressers in here. The question is, I have found over time, particularly after Butch's book, the male readers, I've got a lot of them. They are the silent, the silent, they're not really a majority, but they're a large minority. After they loved Butch, like the men love Butch because I think they always want to think that they've got some great. Hanging around. But I did find that it's funny because the first three, were overwhelmingly like all women, and then women started getting their husbands and their boyfriends and into it, and then after Lover Revealed, actually men just started finding the series. So I do have male readers, which is great. I mean I'm just all great. Just the idea of them reading the sex scenes though kind of makes me a little nervous.
Not as nervous as they are.
Well, so someone turned around to me at a cocktail party, and he's like, "Oh no, actually I can't say that." No, actually I really can't go there. But yeah. So I'm so sorry. Well, no. Yes.
What's it like as an author when you started to get feedback from some of the reactions to Jane? Is your first reaction like, what? How could they not understand?
No, actually, no. The question is, what was my reaction when I started to get feedback from about Jane? My thing is if you put work out there, okay, you can't just throw stuff out into the world and not expect people to react to it. Do you know what I mean? it's like, I'm sorry, like you drive badly. If you're a hairstylist and you do this really fabulous style on someone, people want to look like that. You know, it's like, you know, if you're a great teacher, people want, or if you're horrible to kids, you know, it's like you can't put stuff out in the world and not expect people to react to it. You know, so when my first reaction when people had problems with Jane is that I didn't do my job right, because I was happy at the end of that book. And it really did surprise me. And actually, the thing that worried me most about it was, how did I miscalculate this? Like, that was my big concern. Because I will screw up again. I will guarantee you I will screw up again. Because that's the nature of life. You try and learn. I just hope I screw up in a different direction. Do you know what I mean? Because the thing is that, like, I mean, I really believed at the end of that book I had written a happy ever after. And so what that tells me is that what was in my head didn't make it on the page. I didn't do my job. Because if readers walked away from that book thinking something that I didn't see or I didn't feel or I didn't... No, but you have to own that as an author. You have to say, this didn't work out like I thought. So what could I have done differently? It's like, you know, a lot of people didn't necessarily like Fury's book all that much. Okay, so the question is, what would I have done differently? And I couldn't have done anything differently because so much of Fury's story had been told in Z's book. And so the thing with Fury is that it would have been hard to do a straight, tight romance with him because so much of the backstory would have been exposition and repeats. You know what I mean? And so I think that that's one of the things as a series that, like, you know, these are not all just cookie-cutter books. Every single hero is, like, different. You know what I mean? And so I try to do the best I can. Well, thank you. But I mean, like, you know, I try to do the best I can with what I got in my head, you know, and I actually believe I did the best I could with what I had with Fury. But I do remember very consciously sitting down at the beginning of Rev's book and saying, okay, as I said, back to basics. You know, it's like, how can I have readers feel, if not identical, because everyone's different, and everyone will like things differently, and everyone has a million opinions, and that's what it should be. But on balance, I wanted people who love these people as much as I do to feel the same way as I did at the end, you know? So my reaction is, if they felt differently than I intended, then I didn't do my job as an author. And there are going to be times when I'm going to do my job as an author better, and some when I'm not going to do it so well. You know what I mean? And that's just the nature of life. And all I can do is work as hard as I can and be as disciplined and focused and thoughtful about what I'm trying to do as possible, and then you just kind of got to leave it up to, you know, the fate and just throw it out there and try and be as smart as you can. And that's all, because I think that's all you can do in life, honestly. You know? Yes? Yeah, you know, actually, I was thinking about that, actually. I really was. Yeah. I thought what she was going to say is, when you rewrite Vicious, can he end up with Butch? Just saying. They had to go that way, so, yeah, I know, I'm with you. Yeah, I know. The kiss between Quinn and Blay in Love and Shrine? Are you kidding me? Seriously, I was like, oh man, I've never wanted to be a man more than I was pretty sure I wanted to be Blay at that point. You know? What can you do? Yes?
Does Fury's story arc go on? Since now he's a recovering drug addict, and
oh yeah, well they all go on. You know, all the brothers, like, see, that's why I think it's so cool to be able to go back and like revisit Wrath and Beth and stuff. You know, it's like they all keep living, they all keep evolving. It's like, you know, I'm not the same person I was 2 weeks ago. You know what I mean? And it's like, I'm not going to be the same person I'm going to be 5 years from now. You know? And I think that that's like one of the great things about doing a series is that you get to, like, it's not just like cut and dry bookend, everything's all dusted up. And that's why, you know, from my happy endings, I think are kind of real. Because, you know, I don't know anyone who lives a fairy tale. I really don't. You know, and all happy endings are not absolutely perfect, and I don't think they have to be. Because it leads you to go on, you know, and find out what happens next. Yes?